Hello everyone. In this video we're gonna cover modeling and the rigging of pop-up headlights in a car in Blender. I am doing the F40 right now, the mighty F40, and so we starting with the light housing, and I started from basically a plane that I cut out from the main body of the car. And so I started doing some tests of rotation, and helping myself with some reference images I found on the internet. This car is insanely famous and rare, so you got thousands of pictures. And the best place to find good quality pictures are undoubtedly auctions websites. There you can find tons of pictures of every corner, even the most hidden one of the car, because it's their interest. They want to show you that the car is in good shape in every aspect. So yeah, you might want to check it out maybe. Um, Back to the modeling. This is the housing grill. Basically, the light housing is actually made by two separate pieces, and this grill is basically secured to the main housing with 4 screws. So I wanted to make it clear that it was 2 pieces, not one. So I'm trying to model this in the closest way possible to the real thing, and making pretty clear that the 2 pieces are separated. And it's basically a spoon shape that I extruded, which is the y-axis. So now I'm trying to see if it fits. It doesn't, obviously. So I have to make some little minor adjustments. But yeah, we're almost there. Next, lifting moral support. Yeah, this is a fun one. Um, so these are pictures of the interior of the hood, and particularly the details of the support we're gonna model. And it's basically a steel strut. Here we are doing the space for the booleans, so to give it enough geometry to cut the holes. It's got 3 holes equally shaped, so here I'm positioning them, and yeah, it's a simple difference boolean. And these are 3 small holes, and I'm using an array around an empty to position them, and these are where the lifting motor will be screwed. So it's a good reference for the next part. Here I'm doing the bolts attached to the hood of the car, and yeah, I'm usually using the bolt add-on, which comes for free with Blender, but here and there I like to model my bolts myself. It's good for practice, and I do so enjoy modeling so much that I don't care. Sometimes I just model my screws for myself. It's very fun. They are geometric shapes that are fun to play with. This is the support, the lower support of the strut, and they fixed to the brake hair duct, which comes from the front. It's a very beautiful shape that gives a nice touch to the interior. Then I'm cutting a hole for the bolt in it. Then I copied one from above and yeah, just put it in place and make a bolt in the back. And now comes the really fun part. These bad boys here. Lifting motors. So I started from the holes I already cut and basically model the whole thing back from there and using the references. And really, this is just basic tools in Blender, edge loops, extrusions, and stuff like that. Here I'm cleaning up the scene a bit. I mean the object. So trying to keep it, the concept is to keep it cleaner as possible. Oh yeah, it's got this all these beads that protrude from the center. It's very complex shape. I like it. It adds a lot of detail to the model. And it's a tricky object actually, because this is just one bit. The actual motor is this one, so it's joined to the rotor. Let's call it like that. I don't know if it's the right term. And you basically have this 90 degrees joint, which I believe is the crankshaft of the motor. Let's call it this way. And then I believe inside that cylinder I'm modeling right now, it's there will be some cogs to reverse the reaction, the vector of motion. So yeah, it's I don't know if I joined the two things together. Actually, I don't think so, because it would be too much of a hassle, and it's a really small piece if you consider how big the car is. So it will be rendered always from distance, not close enough to see that it's not actually joined. This is this bridge thing I just modeled is passage for the electrical cables. This is a screw. Now I think I'm doing, yeah, two other screws that keeps these things attached. I'm doing a cross, but I think it's not a cross screw. No, this is just an old school screw. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't care to put much detail on these. These are pretty rough, actually. Yeah. Cable routing. Yeah, I added some more screws, but then I started doing the cables. The cables are just curves, actually. So at least in the initial modeling process, and I just use them at this stage of modeling. I just leave them as curves, and then switch to mesh when everything is final, because it's so much easier to work with them if you have to remodel them, if you have to change some positions and such. So yeah, this is a routing. We have 3 cables inside a bigger one. So I guess it's the standard plus, minus, and ground. At least I guess so, I don't know. I'm passionate about these things, but not so much yet. That I'm doing this bit. I don't know. I don't have any idea what this is. It looks like just a tube of rubber, I think. I don't know why that thing should come out from an electric motor. Really no clue. Then this thing is a standard connector, I think. Just given some minor detail. This is just a small bit, but since it's close to very detailed motor, it makes sense to give at least some amount of detail to the things that are in the immediate surroundings, because if you don't do that, it's gonna be pretty noticeable. So I think it's a good thing to be a little more meticulous than I normally would. This is a cable hanger. It's very cleverly joined to the one of the nuts of the support. And yeah, it's pretty quick to model. I believe so. Yeah, him doing some flatting. Because yeah, I like to model on the spot. In some way I think it's more efficient, and also it's a good practice, and it's a good training for the eye. More cable routing. Here I'm connecting the 2 groups of lights. This obviously will be mirrored to the other side of the car. Right now I'm just finishing the whole section before I do that, just to ensure everything is model it correctly. This is another connector. I just mirrored one side to the other and then scaled the head of the other side just to do the male-female thing. Here I'm routing the cables into the pop-up headlight, so I just basically cut a hole in the lower side of the fairing, just as the real thing. Had a picture of it. And this is the other headlight. The F40 has two sets of headlights for each side. This is the front one, and then the pop-up is the back one. Connector, and yeah, this is pretty much it. And now we come to the final two bits, the crank and the connecting rod, the two bits that connect the electrical motor to the pop-up headlight. So the crank is basically, I started from a plane. It's a straight piece with two bends in it and two holes in it. Rewatching this thing makes me wonder why the hell I bothered to cut the holes into this small thing, but what can I say? I tend to overdo it, maybe. I don't know. So this is the plug which connects to the other piece. This is the bolt that fixes the thing to the motor with a washer, and voila. This is almost done, and yeah, then I did this horrible thing. Every good modder will tell you that that's not how you do things, how you patch up things. But I guess I was pretty tired at this time. I just wanted to finish the thing. And still I didn't know that the real pain was still to come, because this was not the hard part. The hard part was the rigging the thing. But we'll come to that later. We're almost done here, just doing some cleaning. I don't know if this is the right way to join the two geometries. Probably not. But again, this is a very small bit, and I think it's acceptable, at least. So cleaning some geometry up. Let's see what else. Then there's a cylinder which is basically threaded, and you get some nuts to, I believe, to adjust the length. Yeah, this is the thread. As you may have noticed, I put some nuts into it, and using the nuts add-on, which comes already built into Blender. You just have to activate it. Nuts. It's pretty useful when you're in a hurry. So we're almost done here. I just modeled pretty quickly a joint from the main fairing to connect to the connecting rod, and then we come to rigging. and this is something you should read. So yeah, I'm really sorry, but I didn't record the process of posing of the bones in the armature, but this is the final scheme, so you can pause the video and give it a closer look if you're interested. And yeah, this is the final animation from different angles. I'm pretty relieved that it's working, at least acceptably. And yeah, I want to thank you for watching. If you managed to watch all of these 21 minutes of video, I thank you very much, and hope you subscribe, maybe. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.